Bonsoir tout le monde. Je suis content de rejoindre nous là dans l'autre épisode Strive305 en créole. Créole parler, créole comprendre. Aujourd'hui, nous avons un invité spécial avec nous. Il fait North Miami, mais ses parents haïtiens. Non seulement il fait North Miami, Kounia, il a une position que la peut gérer North Miami étant que Vice Mayor North Miami, c'est Kassandra Timothe. Mais avant d'arriver sur Kassandra, je m'introduis nous, co-host Naed.
Bonsoir tout le monde, un plaisir encore pour nous capable avec nous dans l'épisode Strive305 en créole. Et je dis à nous avons un invité spécial qui a en pile information pour nous-mêmes, qui a business ou bien qui réside tout dans North Miami.
Oui, effectivement. L'ap gérer North Miami, il y a un paquet d'initiatives pour entrepreneurs, pour les gens qui ont business et nous parlons de parler. Kassandra, comment est?
Bien, bien. Merci pour l'invitation.
Avant d'arriver sur toute activité que vous faites dans la ville, parlez-nous de vous. Qui trois qualités que vous avez utilisées pour décrire toi?
Un petit monde bon Dieu. Un maman. Et puis ma tante. Yeah. Et qui sont à considérer dans la vie qui trois valeurs qui sont importantes, qui permettent de prendre des décisions et qui permettent d'avancer. Depuis petit monde, j'ai toujours pensé ça avant comme tapier. Donc petit monde qui te remet aider moun dans communauté, justice connaît pour pays nous pour ville nous. Et puis là ça j'ai décidé de aller à l'école pour apprendre politique science dans l'université dans ville de Tampa. Et puis c'est là ça j'ai décidé c'est this is my career path. C'est là c'est là in public service, m'a aidé communauté, j'ai travaillé pour un sénateur, j'ai travaillé pour un councilman dans ville de Tampa. Et puis là ça j'ai décidé pour retourner là pour aider quartier moi, travailler dans ville pour 10 ans. Et puis l'idée était de pour office et puis maintenant comme vice magistrat pour ville là. Mais comment ça t'est fait avec parents? Parce qu'en général, pareil, c'est pas tellement aimé que nous impliquer dans la question qui a rapport avec politique trop. On est très content sur ta avocat. Donc, comment ça t'est passé pour nous avec aspect justement pour que ou aller, ou candidat pour qu'il mail ici? Oui, l'aime te décidé, premier monde te poser parler pour me demander pour support ses familles moi. Te dit maman, est-ce qu'il nous d'accord pour me courir pour office dans ville North Miami? Parce que là ça me travaille dans ville, me te 5 ans m'a travaillé dans ville North Miami dans département de communication. Et puis là ça me dit et puis date élection t'es tombé dans même date papa me mourir. Là ça maman me tombé crier et dit si c'est ça que tu voulais faire même on avec papa nous mais politique un peu courir le fini toute famille me support toute famille m'aide et puis c'est eux même qui permettent me l'ajouter.
On connaît que vous commencez carrière ou Tampa, ou t'es à l'école Tampa et vous commencez dans la politique là Tampa. Ça faut tourner North Miami.
So le travail dans la politique, on travaille avec la communauté. On ne connaît pas la communauté Tampa, on ne connaît pas Rio, on ne connaît pas Mounio. Et puis, je toujours dit, si le travail ça t'es là, quand même t'as plus intéressé que de laisser me connaître quartier, me connaître toute famille, selon notre Miami, yo était toute ma tante moi yo, on a presque 3 ou 4 matins dans la ville de Miami, yo habité. Et puis les positions ça m'était appliqué pour me joindre les m'était mais retourner là pour aider communauté pas laisse ça aider ma tante moi yo aider cousine moi yo toute petite famille moi yo cousine moi yo c'est dans ville là yo habité. Et puis c'est pour ça lo travail dans ville lo rete dans la ville là ou get plus compassion.
Yeah.
Et puis you're more passionate about serving the community. So let's ou content que c'est dans la ville là c'est la caille.
Yeah.
I have a question. So you were a commissioner before becoming the vice mayor, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. But can you just give us like a little idea of what type of work that you do on a day-to-day basis so people can really understand like your role and
or
how
the difference.
You can the difference between being like the mayor, the commissioner and the vice mayor, and also like how like your work is affecting their lives. And because, that's, it's also to encourage people, to participate to those elections because everybody is very hype about
you guys vote, say.
But when it comes, to the local government, it's more difficult, to motivate people. So I think that they need to understand what are you bringing and then how can they benefit?
So I always tell people local elections is in your backyard. We're the one who make sure your garbage are picked up, that your streets are clean, that your utility bill that you may have issues with, But we're at the heart of everything that we do. So it starts in your local election. Like you'll probably meet your council person before you meet a state senator knocking on your door. I had knock on almost all my doors in my community, so they can say that they can't say they didn't meet me or a member of my family. But we're almost like your first responders in government. And so I tell people, if, granted, we can't fix it all, right? Because some issues, a school board issue, it's a state issue, it's a federal issue, but we can point you in that right direction. And you're most likely to hear from your local folks before you even hear from a state folks. So I always tell people, we're your back home politicians. We're the ones that make sure you have the playgrounds, making sure that, you have the resources, the business grants, and so forth. So I always tell people, local government, we touch your home, okay?
Absolutely. I say the same thing. I think that people don't realize, yes, all elections are super important, but that local election is the one that you're going to feel it more. Like you really actually your day-to-day life is actually affected, and you feel that from who is actually representing you in local government. Now, I know that your platform is big on supporting entrepreneurs. You have a lot of really cool initiatives and great things going on, grants. You have a huge conference coming up. Tell us a little bit more about your passion behind helping entrepreneurs and what else your platform really encourages.
So for me, it actually started when I was campaigning. I met this young lady in an apartment building, and she was like, Kassandra, I want to open up a business, but I don't know how. And I told her if I'm elected, I would create this Teach the Fish Business Summit. Even then, I knew the name. It's on my campaign website. Wow. And here we are, going into our 4th year of the Teach the Fish Business Summit. And what also cemented the idea was the Miami Bayside Foundation. At the time, they had I think it was like $100 million grant. They were focused on North Miami and making sure that they helped the small businesses here. So pairing them with our CRA that was, doing a lot of stuff, I realized, okay, there's one thing to just tell folks we have grants apply, but are we really giving them the tools and resources? So we bring the attorneys in the room, we bring you the CPA, we bring you the folks that can help you find the financing, and we bring you the resources. So if you don't want to fish, it's on your own. But yeah, we're bringing you everything that you need. If every single city department that touches a business is there. So our building department, our economic development department, our CRA, who's been so instrumental in helping so much businesses in North Miami. So I tell businesses all the time, like, we give out grants. We can help you expand here. We can help you move here. But if we don't continue to bring that awareness and tell people, they never know. So that's why, and this is an initiative also of the CRA. They were supposed to do this many years ago. So yeah, it was actually in our plan to host a conference. So I said, you know what, the stars align. Let me make sure that I do this for our community. And yeah, that's how the Teach the Fish was born.
And you've had amazing impact, and it definitely can be seen in the development of North Miami.
Thank you. But no, we have 3 days jam-packed.
Yes. So now you're going to tell us a little bit more about the Teaching to Fish Summit that is happening very soon in October.
Very soon.
So, Alex, on capable déposer flyer pour nous pour Candice dit. And then Commissioner, Vice Mayor, m'appelle dit Commissioner. That's why you need to tell me the difference also between Commissioner and Vice Mayor. But she's going to tell us a little bit more about what you have to expect. Okay, why you should come to that summit if you have a business or if you're aspiring to become an entrepreneur.
Yes. So we're actually bringing it back to the beginning. The first year we actually started on a Sunday. So we're going back to what we did our first year. And we're starting off on Sunday with a brunch with Dr. Amira. And BPN will be there. They'll be doing a pitch practice for those who are going to be participating in our pitch.
Oh, amazing.
We're going to have networking, speed networking for folks who may not be comfortable with networking, but showing them how to network. So we're actually starting, the conference is from October 12th to the 14th, but we're going to start it off Sunday on the 12th with Dr. Amira. And one good thing about Dr. Amira is that she's actually a CRA recipient.
Oh.
So she received there she goes. She received $250,000 from our CRA to expand her business in North Miami. She's actually she's a very known doctor. I don't know if you saw Tamar Braxton when she had the incident with her teeth.
Yeah.
She actually flew to Miami to her dentist's office in North Miami.
Oh.
She's the one who performed the surgery on Tamar to fix her. So she's amazing. Like, she's a celebrity dentist almost. So a lot of the NBA players are her clients. Dwayne Wade and his family are his clients. They still fly in to see her as well.
Wow.
So she's, we wanted to keep her in our city. Like, her practice was growing, and she was just like, hey, I'm thinking about moving to Davie because there's no more space in North Miami. And so we were able to find her space. She was able to expand her practice, and she's a recipient of a $250,000 grant through our CRA, which we do have a business expansion grant for businesses who want to expand their operations. And she was able to apply, and now she's staying here in North Miami, and she'll be our keynote for Sunday. And then on Monday and Tuesday, we're going to go into a jam-packed session of experts, of workshops, of really giving folks the information that they need. So, right, you can speak to the attorneys, you can speak to the a business plan. Like, a lot of businesses don't even have a business plan, right? So, hey, we're connecting you with the folks that are giving you the tools that you need to succeed. This year, we're adding a marketing expert. We heard from we surveyed our panelists, our past attendees who said, hey, we want to know how to increase our digital presence and do more digital advertising. So we're, teaching businesses how to do that as well. So this summit is, like I said, 3 days jam-packed. And then the last day, we're going to have a pitch competition. I know you guys are very much so.
But we need them. We need the pitch competitions because at the end of the day, like businesses every single day that are looking to make it, they have to pitch every day. So the more practice they get, the better.
Yeah. So capital is the key to anything.
Correct. So 2 minutes, they can pitch. 20 businesses will be able to receive $5,000 in grant assistance from the North Miami CRA.
I'm asking right now for them. Can they still register?
Yes.
Pitch. So if you're listening to us, you can still register to pitch at the summit on the 14th.
On the 14th, that'll be on
and then if you come on the 13th, you can get prepared.
Yeah, on the 12th, you can get prepared that Sunday for the pitch practice with BPN.
You see, there are no excuses, guys. Literally, you can get your business plan together, you can get your business pitch together, and then you actually have the opportunity to get some money for that business that you want to get going.
Correct.
So I'm just saying, North Miami is where it's at. Not because we're located there, but I mean, that's kind of really dope.
I have a question. Do the business needs to be registered in North Miami to be part of the pitch?
And I'm glad you asked. Okay. So for businesses who are pitching, you have to be for profit. You have to have a physical location. I know we're working for the online-based businesses. We're sorry. But you have to have a physical location in North Miami, and you have to be within our CRA boundaries. And you can apply to pitch on our NOMI Business Summit website, and it's nomibusinesssummit.org, and you can apply to pitch because you have to kind of pre-qualify. We need to make sure that you can actually pitch, right? We don't want you pitching if you're not, if you're not qualified or, you're not within our CRA boundaries.
So. Absolutely. There's been a lot of development in North Miami, and we've seen a lot of big businesses and universities and all kinds of different developers coming. And I know that one of the things that we're hearing from a lot of the locals is how do we keep North Miami still North Miami?
Right.
And so I know that that's probably something, how do you deal with that challenge?
So it's something that we worked very hard, and you have to be intentional about it. So for instance, with a lot of our development projects that do receive assistance, because if they do get assistance from the city of North Miami, we can kind of tell them, hey, we have to set aside some buildings to keep them affordable. So for those that do receive assistance, we normally get a couple of apartments, at a lower AMI so that folks can actually afford to live in these beautiful buildings. And I had one gentleman come back in June to tell me thank you because he was like, what I'm paying for a 1-bedroom, I now can afford a 2-bedroom. And so he was so thankful. So those are for those buildings that are going up. And another initiative of mine that I'm getting to roll out is a FIU construction trades program.
Ooh.
So you're seeing buildings come up, right? But do we have folks licensed to work on these projects? So with that program with FIU, they'll be able to be licensed plumbing, licensed electrician, and that hopefully that they can get some of the jobs that are forthcoming. So granted, a lot of the buildings have already gone up or they're almost done, but hopefully for some of the future projects, we can, make sure that we train our residents so that they're equipped to be on these projects.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mda yeme pose question sa en créole. Gen an pil moun ki pa konen ke gen an pil opportunité pou yo kapab fè business avec siti an. Ki sa ke ou te kapab di pou kapab encourager yo ou bien pou yo kapab kompren pi plus ki type de service que nou même siti an ke nou ap chèche et que pou yo wè si yo kapab yo même positionner yo pou yo kapab travay avec nou. Et puis, qui avantage qui gagne tout, les que vous travaillez avec City.
Oui, nous travaillons avec City. C'est raison ça nous là pour nous assister business yo. So pour business qui t'a voulu venir dans notre Miami ou business qui en dans notre Miami qui veut vin plus grand, nous avons un paquet d'assistants qui a appliqué pour through the CRA. Et puis nous avons l'autre grant qui n'a pas commencé dans le mois de novembre pour aider business yo tout. So, nous toujours dit moun yo connecter avec City, vin dans réunion, voyez email si nous pas capable. Pour demander nous qui nous ka aider parce qu'il y a un paquet d'informations moun yo pas joindre, but laisse à tout toujours demander ko tu chercher. You don't know because where you going?
Yeah.
So,
aspect que m'a PC parler de lien, très content de dire, mais c'est plus kijan for you or do they become like a vendor?
Oh yeah.
For the CD and what are you looking for? So the person can see like, oh, my business is probably a business that can be of interest for the CD.
So laisse à tout l'eau participer après, OK, nous toujours fait vêtements, nous toujours hire catering. So sous un business catering ou doué, mettez tête au devant, démontrer hey, nous là. Et puis if you're in decorations like you do decor, nous toujours fait vêtements et puis qu'on a ici, nous même by belle, right?
Okay.
Et puis laisse à tout, you should, register, but laisse à tout, vous êtes qu'on you have to participate, right? Ou vous êtes qu'on ça city a fait qui sont des business you toujours travaille avec. Et puis laisse à, you can register to be a vendor with the city. Et puis at the summit, invite North Miami Beach, City of Miami, and I believe Miami Gardens Procurement Department. So through our procurement department, you can sign up to be a vendor. Et puis des fois nous put out solicitations if we're looking for some specific type of work. So they, by becoming a vendor, you would get those information. So toujours di moun sien, I invite other cities' procurement departments as well because, we're all looking to like, hey, we're always sharing, right? Like we're like, hey, who do you use? Okay, who do you use, right? We don't care where you're located. If you're providing good services, we want to do business with you here in the city of North Miami. So toujours di moun participer. If you come to the summit, you can learn about all the different procurement departments and to register to do business with the city.
Okay.
Excellent.
I'm going to get personal. I'm just warning you ahead of time.
Okay, thank you.
I know that we were saying in the beginning, your mom, you are a child of God. And I mean, clearly you're a leader. How do you balance it all? Or is that even a real thing?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I know that you have a young child. So like how, and I know that you're extremely busy. I've seen some of the North Miami people, you guys get out of work like very late
sometimes.
So how do you manage that? How do you balance it? What's the biggest challenge for you?
I think you can never really balance, right? You just learn to keep going.
Yeah.
And then also your village. I'm so thankful for my village. My mom, my sister, my brothers, everyone. They all play in hand in helping me, right? Because I can't do it alone. Like if I was by myself, shout out to everyone who does, compliments to those who can't do it on their own. Yeah. But because work is so demanding, because, I have to work late at times, I depend on my family a lot to just kind of like help me through this journey, right? And with North Miami, our kominotè haïtien, like I love us. Yeah, but we it was a palais. It was they need that face to face, right? So I have to make sure that I'm available for my residents, for businesses, for vendors. They all want to speak. So it requires being as organized as possible. It requires a great team, right? I have Ruth and Gabby. Shout out to you guys. And then of course my family. I couldn't do it without them.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Yes. So how do you see your role in shaping the next generation of leaders in our community?
I hope, they like to say, oh, she was the youngest. She was the first Haitian, first woman of Haitian, first woman, Black woman to take District 2. And I hope I'm not the last. So my role is hopefully to shape the next future councilwoman, mayor, or whomever who decides to run for office or come into North Miami or any other cities, because it's hard. It's not easy to do this, to run or be elected, but hopefully through mentorship, hopefully through just support, that I can be that lending hand for the next generation. But that is my goal, because we want more, younger, lively people running for office just throughout. Like we bring a different perspective, and now that I'm a new mom, I come with new mom and family perspective. I was just like, wow, I'm looking for pumpkin patches and doing different things, right? Looking for different initiatives. I've partnered with March of Dimes to really like bring resources to family in the city of North Miami. So doing more things that are intentional, but then of course for our future as well. So that's where I see.
That's amazing. So you were commissioner.
Yeah.
You were vice mayor. any hopes of doing something different in politics?
Oh, no. No, well, I would say wherever God tells me to go. Like he told me to run the first time. So whenever he tells me to do something else, I would go. Hopefully it's not too scary. But yeah, I, have one more term. So hopefully I'm reelected and we'll see where it goes from there.
So what platform are you running on for reelection? Like what's your biggest goal, biggest focus for this time around?
I think helping families and then just more health initiatives, making sure that we have a healthier city. Seeing my mom recently, she was ill for a couple of months and she gotten better, thank God. And, the doctor was like, you're pretty healthy, but, if, just work out a little bit and, Haitians, by flea miss on me.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So just making sure that we have a healthier city and that we're more active and, and doing things that our residents need. So I do a computer class for our seniors at the library on Saturdays, and they love it. It gives them something to do, right? Yeah. They're learning how to use the computer and use their smartphones and so forth. So doing things like that can really just impact and help our residents.
So when is the next elections?
November 2026, I believe.
All right. You have time. Yeah. You can keep following her and appreciate what she's doing in the city and go vote for the next election.
Right.
Honestly, if you're walking in the streets of North Miami, I'm going to be real. There's a very high likelihood that you will walk into her smiling face somewhere. And she really, truly is like this friendly. It's not fake. Like that's real. Because I remember the first time I met you and I said to Dr. Lou, I said, oh my gosh, she's so nice. Like the energy is contagious. And I think that's probably why you do so well in your community, because you connect really well with your community. And we're excited to see what else is coming up. We're excited to see
we didn't even talk about the keynote, right?
Oh, yes. Tell us about the keynote for the Teach to Finish.
That's the whole thing, right? Yes. The money for the people. That's more important. But we have the CEO of Red Lobster, Damola Adamulakin, who's coming. Ooh. Yeah. So, and the reason why is because if you notice, we have a lot of Haitian businesses in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
So I want them to hear from, the top, like experts, like, what do you need to do? And you saw Red Lobster, they changed their menu, they freshened up, they're spending money in advertising, and they were able to come out of bankruptcy. So hopefully he can inspire a lot of our business owners in North Miami to, give them some of the tools that they may need to turn their businesses around. Because you never want to see a business close down, right? Kind of, especially some of the staples like Madame Chedjon. Like that one was in North Miami for like over 20, 30 years. And to see it, turn into a flower shop, which we love, the flower shop, but, a family that has been known for like years, like everyone knows about like Madame John on 125th. And to see that close down, that we couldn't revitalize it, like that's painful to see. So I hope with Damola being our keynote, that he can really inspire some of our restaurant owners, not just in North Miami, but throughout, because it's open to everyone, the summit, to really come and get those nuggets from him.
Yeah. So, qui sa encore que ou a planifié pour business que nous ta dwe aptan?
So I actually have 2 grants going on right now. So I know we have the pitch, but in 2024 at the summit, I announced that we would be doing a business grant. And so that business grant is still open. It still has about $150,000 in it, and they can apply for $5,000 of assistance. So we have 2 sets of money.
That's amazing.
So is it only for business in North Miami?
Yes.
Physical location, or this one? Oh, still?
Yeah, I know.
And then, what can they do with the money? Because I know sometimes there's some restrictions.
Yeah, so they can use it for marketing, consultation. There's like a list of information that they can, or a list of services that they can use it for. And so they can find that information on the Know Me Business website as well. So that's the 24 Teach to Fish Business Grant.
Do we have a deadline to apply?
No, that's until the funds are depleted.
So are you hearing that?
Money right now.
Il y a l'argent gratis qui disponible pour nous. Aller sous site Know Me pour nous capable appliquer si nous gen un business qui gen adresse li dans North Miami, et puis si nous gen un local qui dans North Miami, malheureusement si nous en ligne autre chose, c'est beaucoup gouvernement ça, mais la vini, la travail sur ça tout. So fait l'autre monde connaît, si ou même ou pas dans cas, mon connaît l'autre monde qui capable bénéficier de grant là, fait le connaît. I have another question. Those people who are like in, how do you call that again?
This is the problem, ladies and gentlemen, when you speak too many languages.
Yeah. Those little, the market that you have.
The marketplace?
Yeah, the marketplace. The people who have like their business in the market.
Oh, the flea market.
Flea market. That's what I was trying. Because I have like a few who ask me the questions. Can they qualify for this grant also?
We would have to ask Jimmy that question.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jimmy Joseph with our CRA. I know they have to have a physical location, which that is technically a physical location. It's just that they're within a subdivision. That one I might have to get back with the CRA.
All right.
But they can still, still apply, still at least inquire. Send us an email at cragrants at northmiamifl.gov, and we'll respond. They'll respond back with the information. But that is a good one.
Thank you.
I know, because technically, if you're in a mall, do you qualify for that?
Well, you're normally a suite or something.
A little tiny, yeah.
If you have a physical location.
But that's the thing. In the flea market, technically, you do too.
Yeah.
So that's actually a really good question. Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
I might want to open something like flea market myself.
And we will.
And for those who are not in North Miami, right? Like, and that's why I say come to the summit, because you'll learn about so much more that you can, like, so much more. So, like I said, the CRA has a business expansion grant. So if you want to move your business to North Miami within the CRA boundaries, you can apply for up to $250,000 in assistance. We have, if you're currently within our CRA, you can apply for beautifications grants that we have as well. For like, if you want to do signage and landscaping, that's up to $25,000. So we have like different grants. There's like a different capacity grant that gives about $7,500. So there's not just these two that we're announcing. The CRA does a lot more. And I believe this year, and I think, John, don't kill me if I share, but the city is getting ready to roll out a citywide grant assistance program for businesses. It used to be called the Green Rehab, but we're getting ready to revamp it to do a little bit more. I think last year what we did was equipment for businesses. So if you needed a computer or if you needed a new, not an AC system, but a alarm system for your business. So we're looking for ways to roll that out, and that'll be for citywide, so not just within the CRA boundary. So that's coming out in November. I'm going to see if I can get John to give us the guidelines at the summit.
We may have to invite John.
Right? Yeah. So you'll hear it first at the summit if you guys attend. But that is going to be for a citywide grant.
Oh, yeah. We're all over that. We will be waiting for that news. We will be looking for that information for you guys, just so you know, because we're selfless that way. It's clear that you guys do so much for the entrepreneurs, and we know that entrepreneurs are the ones that are basically leading the city in employment and things of the sort. We're looking forward to the Teach to Fish.
Yes, looking forward to seeing you there.
So before we let you leave, because we took so much of your time, we're so grateful.
So excited.
We got a couple of questions for you. We like to call it our little rapid fire, just really cool, fun questions, so we get to know a little bit more about you. So I'll start. Are you a coffee or tea person?
Tea, ginger tea. Le pencil.
I'm a tea person. Okay. Est-ce que ou son moun matin ou yon son moun la nuit?
I can say neither.
I have awake all the time.
Like morning, maybe afternoon person.
I like that.
Right? Because I need to go to sleep at night and I don't want to wake up in the morning.
Story of my life.
I feel the same way.
Ooh, one that we haven't asked in a while. What is your favorite Creole word?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know if it's a word or a phrase.
Well, yon proverbe.
Right? No, it's not a proverb. Quand I say it, toujours, yeah. I think my word is potiab. Like, if something.
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know my aunt told me, so you need to stop it. There are no poor devils here. I'm like, stop.
It's translating literally.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is true. I didn't think about what it is.
Poor devil. Whatever. Ki sa ki pi bel kote ko visite nan City North Miami?
Besides my home or my bed? You know what? I like North Bayshore Park.
That is a nice one.
It has a pier. You can walk. You can see the water. Sinubaja might know North Bayshore Park. It's really quite. You could go fishing there too.
Oh,
yeah, we do fishing with the cops there. But it's a really nice park in North Miami.
Great.
It's a hidden gem.
Company picnic.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's it.
What is a book that you would say changed your life, or maybe your favorite book?
I don't know if it changed my life, but it definitely changed my perspective on politics. I read Michelle Obama's Becoming.
That was a good
It really was a good one, because I was very judgmental about, not to say judgmental, but I was like, why Michelle didn't give us all this black girl magic when she was in office?
Yeah.
And that's when she said she couldn't. She was like, the White House wasn't ready for my natural curls. Like they weren't ready for these box braids. And I was like, you know what? She's right. You saw that when Obama wore a tan suit, it was a crisis.
My God, yes.
Right? So I was just like, so it gave us, it answered that question that I asked, throughout the 8 years of presidency. Why didn't they show their true blackness, right?
Yeah.
But in that bush, you realize America wasn't really ready for it. Because you see when Jasmine Crockett did it, that's another.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
I was like, that's after the show.
Right.
Ki konsey ke ou te resevoa nan men yon moun ki vreman chanje la vi ou? Ou bien ki vreman kom si ta kon bagay ki guide ou nan tout sa wap fe?
I think for me, definitely for my pastors, walk by faith and not by sight, right? Because I ran on faith. Like I literally told people I was walking on water while I was walking these streets. So that's definitely one, because sometimes your plans will make you fearful and then you won't move forward.
Yeah.
And so you really need that little push. And then the last one I would say was someone told me to take risks. Like I always played it safe, and I took a risk and I bet it on myself and I ran for office. That was probably like the biggest risk. Like I'm a conservative person. I can, I invest conservatively. Like I'm not one of those, put it all in there. I was like, no. So that was probably me taking the biggest risk of my life to say I quit my job and I ran for office.
And it paid off,
right? Yes, it did pay off. And you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Before you tell the last one, if you were not in politics, what career would you like to do?
So, I probably would still be in North Miami, hopefully in a higher up position, right? But I saw myself in government for a while, but I didn't realize I would be in this side of government. But of course, I think I would have stayed in government, just being in the background, helping people. But who knows?
Lobbyist?
Right? I could do that. And, did that in Tallahassee. Okay, yeah, maybe that could work. Yeah, I like it. As a ring to
I'm making plans.
Right? No, I love it.
I'm like, last one. What are we doing? Last one.
That's the last one. Qui conseille?
Qui conseille? I feel like we got to ask her something more fun. Like, we've had so much fun. So, I guess, that's a good one. Naed with the boring ones.
Oh, Lord. The nerdy ones.
The nerdy ones. I love it. No, but it is really, what advice would you give to an entrepreneur that is just starting out, or maybe that's struggling? Because I think you deal with both.
Yes, we do deal with both a lot. I would say first is find a good mentor. I think a lot of times people go into business and they don't have a mentor that they can actually learn from, or someone that they've seen go there and, did it successfully. And then 2, ask for help, right? We're here. Your government partners, you guys are here.
Yeah.
We have so many chambers doing really great work. But it takes making that initial investment, right? You have to take the time from your busy work schedule to say, I'm going to be intentional about maybe attending the conference, or, visiting HACCOF at an event, or just taking the time to come visit us at City Hall. Like that takes an investment of your time that you have to pull away from your business. But I would say to the future entrepreneurs, definitely, you have so many that's done it before. So definitely find a good mentor, ask for help. And especially the ones that are currently in business, is trying to find a good mentor to really help you and give and guide you. Because like I said, I've seen so many businesses open, and I've also seen a lot of them close. And it's very sad because, you want them to do well. I get so excited. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, what? They're no longer here. What happened? And so, and I realized this economy is tough. So you definitely have to, be creative, do things that are outside the box, and take that risk. But
that's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, lady.
Merci tout le monde. Napwen nou non l'autre épisode Strive305 en créole. Bye.
Bye.